but from Superior backwards, I liked it.
Yeah, well, it's like just the whole concept of Fantastic Four coming back. I was like, well, this was a given. So,
Yeah.
and now I like people are already like, well, it's clearly because they got the movie right. So I was like, no, 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 guys, it's happening. It was going to happen regardless. Like, have you seen everybody's like, oh, the death of the Inhumans? I was like, look, it's an event. They're going to be back, just like the death of X.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
come back.
I was gonna say the death of X. Did the mutants all die? No.
Yeah.
Even though I saw that, I'm like, oh god, it's Donny Cates. He's gonna kill people.
Oh, of course.
It's like, oh. But then
Yeah.
you've got Matthew Rosenberg being like, no, guys, don't judge it by the name just yet. It's like, oh, thank God. Can
Yeah.
you stop pulling me in every direction? Because I'm kind of hurting right now.
I like that cover and teaser they released. I'm like, well, look, if you really want to kill the Inhumans, just rerun the show and then you'll do enough damage. So,
I tried to forget that show so much.
yeah, I've been waiting for them to announce like the Blu-ray release. I can add it to my collection, but it doesn't look like they're ever even going to acknowledge it existed. So,
Yeah. Just like, no, this thing didn't happen.
I'm gonna have to go to one of those dirty, stinking, freaking like pirates that are at comic conventions. Be like, hey, you got
I was
that
gonna say-
bootleg?
It's going to be with the Roger Corman Fantastic
Oh,
Four
yeah.
DVDs.
Oh, so
Look.
bad.
We will give you the BET Black Panther animated series as well. You have the full bad collection.
Yep.
So,
What a time to be alive. So, let's see. Welcome to the CBC podcast, everybody. Of course, I am your host, Armin. You guys can always find me at Arminies on Twitter, and I'm here with Mitch.
what's up? You can find me at Mitch692 on Twitter and Vero.
Oh, yeah, Vero, yeah. I keep forgetting to click that button.
That thing that no one actually uses, it just plugs.
Yeah, but you can at least follow Zack Snyder throwing shades at DC.
Oh, yeah. The main reason to use it.
That's literally the entire app. It's like he's the number one suggested thing, and it's just him throwing shades at DC. Oh, well, what a good show we have lined up for you guys, though. But first, let me give a shout out to all of our patrons, of course. Thank you guys for supporting the show, doing the whole Patreon thing, and various other things we're doing. And of course, as always, you guys can go check out the CBC Patreon, the Facebook page, wherever else we do stuff at. I'm not sure.
The Twitters, the Instagrams,
What?
Daily Motions, the Bebos,
The
MySpaces.
Blip TV.
Blip. Oh, that was short-lived.
Blip was so nice though. They had such a good encoder on there and high quality video.
Yeah.
And straight downhill because I can't remember why. I think Disney bought them or something.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering.
Which one was it that they started kicking everyone off just randomly?
Was that it? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, it's either not Vip, Blip or was it Daily Motion video something?
Yeah, Daily Motion. I think that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, no, fuck off. Go away.
Welcome to history on the internet, kids.
Welcome to the last 3 years that you won't remember.
It was like the whole the early 2000s had the .com boom where everything was a .com. Everybody was jumping on everything. And then there was like the video streaming motion. It was like no, YouTube won that one out. So
Yep.
it's been interesting. But hey, you know what else is interesting? Our podcast. So first topic. So Dark Phoenix gets delayed by a few months. New Mutants gets delayed by 8 months. And Gambit is officially going to start production again for the 11th time.
Well, it says it's going to start.
Yeah, this is empty promises.
This time, you guys, for real.
Oh.
I mean, what is going on? Apparently, the Dark Phoenix one's not that bad, but
Yeah.
apparently it's all scheduling issues, so they decided to push it back a little bit. But
I
think
wonder, is Sophie Turner going to have a CG mustache issue as well?
I don't even think they're in the movie that much because apparently it's all like the first class lot.
Of course
Like
it
they're
is.
waiting on. It's like, oh, we need to put more in there. It's like, why? It's not even their movie.
Yeah.
Like, go away.
Gotta get that Jennifer Lawrence money, though. She needs it.
Got to get the blue lady. That's not blue.
I mean, she couldn't even name 5 X-Men. So
She forgot she worked on the movie.
yeah, that's bad. But you know, Dark Phoenix, I don't know, and we're hearing some concerning details regarding the Skrulls, which
Oh yeah, apparently they're just generic grey aliens. Like, why?
that's the
Why?
most Fox thing I've ever heard.
Who looks at the scrolls and go, "Oh, we'll do the little alien guy from Men in Black, the little tiny grey one. We'll do that."
We're gonna do the Greys. Screw. It's like, oh, what happened? Like, how did you interpret that? Like, who looked at the page and was like, "Yeah, this is the direction we head in."
I mean, they somehow got to their Quicksilver.
Yeah, yeah. The set piece Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll never understand why people like that. It's like, oh, he's so much better. It's like, how?
No, he's
He's not a
terrible.
character. There's nothing to him.
Yeah, he's god awful. But hey, when we go to New Mutants, it's delayed by like a year and a half from its original release date.
This movie has a trailer and it's 2 years away from it.
Yeah. And like
So bad.
a lot of people aren't understanding that kid who's in Stranger Things, like the older brother that looks like he's like a drug addict, he's actually not allowed to shoot in the United States anymore. Like
Oh, really?
like massive, like he was caught drug trafficking.
Ugh.
So like they put a ban on him. So if they're gonna reshoot stuff with him, they're gonna have to go to like Canada, which I believe a bunch of the movie was shot there also, but like also the UK and stuff. So they're gonna have some workaround problems. And from what we're hearing, they're adding a whole entire subplot and a bunch of new characters.
Yeah, from what's come out, like you compare it to the Dark Phoenix, which apparently only spending like 10 million on a reshoot, so it's not that big. This New Mutants is adding 1 or 2 new characters and reshooting half of the movie. It's oh, it's so bad.
Yeah,
I was so looking forward to this one as well.
I'm honestly willing to start believing New Mutants is never going to see the light of day. There is no reason like Disney will want to put that out.
No, I don't even think Dark Phoenix is going to see the light of day. To be honest.
If they get those rights before that movie's release, I could honestly see it being pulled and being one of those what if stories. Like,
yeah, it's like no, put it on, sell it to Netflix, get rid of it.
I mean, they would make more money saying see the final conclusion to the First Class saga exclusive on Disney streaming service than they will putting this movie out and having it tank the X-Men brand.
Just don't call it X-Men, just call it something else.
Yeah, call it Dark Phoenix and call New Mutants just New Mutants, no branding that's Marvel. Like, just go with it, honestly. And that's the thing, like, I really was hoping for New Mutants. Like, I really wanted that, but the more I hear, the less I want to see of anything related to that movie, I guess.
Same. I've said it countless times on here, it was my most hyped one.
Yeah.
Now I just don't want it any. It's like, no, go away. I don't want to see the bad New Mutants. I want to see the good one.
And like, you have to assume when the movie comes out, right? People are gonna know by then Disney's gonna have acquired Fox, so they're gonna go Disney's New Mutants because the everyday person just doesn't know because the headline everywhere is gonna be Disney now owns X-Men and everything. So it's like this weird thing. And I want to like share this story. It actually perfectly fit in with this. So obviously, I've talked before about like my dad watches movies and he has certain ones he loves and certain ones he doesn't want to see. My mom hasn't been to a movie theater since the early 80s. She just doesn't do movies. She doesn't watch movies. She doesn't care about them. She watches like soap operas on Lifetime, right?
Yeah.
And I was there the other day and she was like, "Oh, I saw that new, that Black Panther's doing really good and she wants to see that." And then she goes, "I can't believe I saw that you went and saw Pacific Rim. The Rotten Tomatoes for that movie is terrible." And I just literally stopped and looked at her. I was like, "Do you know what Rotten Tomatoes is?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that's where the scores for the movies come in. So if it's good, people are more likely to go see." And I was like, how the hell does my mom know what Rotten Tomatoes is? So it's gone to that level where she's now aware of a Rotten Tomatoes score that's bad. You shouldn't see a movie. And I was just like, this is so weird that it's gone that deep that people understand that. She was like, "Oh yeah, they talk about it on the news all the time," because she watches the news. And I was like, okay, so if she's starting to become more aware of this type of stuff and she has no idea about any of the behind the scenes stuff, you got to think movie like New Mutants or Dark Phoenix or something. The moment Disney's transition happens, it's gonna be weird for people, and I don't think Disney wants that weird notion of this is a Disney movie, yes, but only because we own it now. It's it's such a weird scenario that they're in.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I honestly don't know what they do, but
I mean, they would be better positioned to not release these movies, right? To pay out the actors for the next movie, and every year for the next 20, 30 years, pay them a little bit residual from what they get from the previous ones, then go on, move forward with another sequel that the characters have, under the contracts. Because could you imagine, it's like, no, we have to do another one with the first class cast because they're signed on to another movie. So another 2.5, 3 years to shave off them coming to the MCU, which would mean probably another 5 to 6 years before we see them. That's not even feasible. That's terrible. That's a terrible thought.
Yeah. Couldn't they just use those contracts and have them making an appearance in a reboot?
I would hope so.
Like a little cameo, just to get rid of them. Like, we're using you in an X-Men movie, but it's ours. But you're not going to be playing your characters. We're going to be doing something else with you. A bit like how Frank and what's her face were in Power Rangers at the end.
True,
just have them the camera pan across or something like that.
Or somehow multiverse it or something. Just have it quickly a subplot in the X-Men movies or something like. Yeah. I mean, feasibly you could maybe do what was it, All New or Marvel Now X-Men, where they time travel the 60s X-Men?
Yeah, the original 5. I mean, you could. I don't think anyone would want to watch that.
I mean,
that would get slated coming out.
Oh, totally. And it would kind of be like a mess, but it's like, oh wait, so you're telling me that Michael Fassbender is a younger version of Ian McKellen, but there's also a younger version of Fassbender that looks completely different. It's like, start sweating trying to connect the dots.
You just see those math signs around you, like, how do I figure this one out?
Yeah, how do we undo the Fox universe? You can't comprehend this.
Just do Secret Wars and blow that universe up.
Oh, I wish.
Get it done.
That would honestly be the best way to do it.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're going to be in this movie, but you're going to die. No.
Done. Done deal. I'm in. I like this idea. Pitch it to... Who do you pitch Marvel movies to? I guess Kevin Feige? Does he got a hero pitch?
You can have that one for free, Feige. You've given me so much, you can have it for free.
Have our expert opinion of where the MCU should go next. Oh, yeah. So that's it for the, I guess, X talk. Well, over the last couple weeks, it's been interesting in regards to rumors and things popping up in regards to, the use of Silver Surfer. Now, Silver Surfer is an interesting character, for one, because we know the MCU's been trying to get him ever since, 2011-ish. Way early on back in the day, they've wanted Silver Surfer and Galactus in the MCU. And, IMDb is controlled by, fans can go in and edit stuff. But a thing like Metacritic, which is more tightly closed in, you necessarily can't do that. So what happened a couple weeks ago was Silver Surfer popped up on the Metacritic, and then he was quickly taken down as part of a cast listing. And the actor that he was listed at has been teasing Silver Surfer even before that came out. People found out he had a couple of tweets a year ago that mentioned Silver Surfer and stuff that have since been deleted, and more recent ones that have been deleted. So people are starting to connect the dots, being are they going to somehow allude to something? And no. Is it possible? I don't think they're going to, but there's always that, a little thing in the back of my mind. I'm if they could get Ego and stuff, who's to say they couldn't have gotten something else and they're keeping it real close to their chest?
See, I think something like that would be too big. They wouldn't be able to hide it. No, Ego and Negasonic, they're so insignificant characters that why would anyone care to look for something like that?
Mm-hmm.
But something like Silver Surfer, someone would find that. No matter what they did with the casting or what they called it in the casting list, someone would have found it.
Yeah, unless you're doing a pure 100% CG character, you're not even gonna motion capture him with the other actors. You're gonna do it completely separate and have a completely separate team working on him in secret. That's the only way I could see you being able to pull this off. And even then, it's still it's Silver Surfer. That would be something you'd feel like Mark Ruffalo would be so when the silver guy flies in, it's oh
yeah. I'd say you got Ruffalo, Holland, and who's the other one that always spoils everything? I know it's 3.
Yeah, that's the 2 big ones, and then occasionally you get something from someone else. Paul Bettany's been pretty open mouthed.
Yeah, Paul Bettany is. Yeah. No, someone would have said something, and I I remember that Silver Surfer being on Metacritic for months. Absolute months. I remember people talking about it. It just popped up again recently for whatever reason. But I don't believe it. I don't think there's any chance. No hope.
Yeah, it's at the earliest you'll see Silver Surfer if the deal goes through in a post-credit scene to Avengers 4, maybe to like hype up something, you know.
I think even that's being really optimistic.
Yeah, like that's the thing because they're still so far away, and the moment the deal gets approved, yeah, then they're in there. But it's like, I don't think it's anywhere near happening right now, and certainly not Infinity War. Like I will say right now, if he shows up in Infinity War, like this will be the greatest secret of any movie studio ever. Like it'll be truly like, oh my god, you J.J. Abrams the secret box the hell out of this movie. So
it'll be so distracting though. That's my thing. Like, why would you want to put that in there so randomly? It's not like Spider-Man. With Spider-Man, you could that in the middle of the Infinity War storyline, you just throw in. I'm sure he's supposed to be there anyway, but.
Isn't it obvious how they're going to do it? Thanos has all the gems, and he goes, we need the Soul Stone. Where is it? They're like, it's Zenoa. And then you just see the Silver Surfer, and it just cuts to black. Huh?
He's not silver at the minute, though. He's orange.
Yeah, it's got to be...
He's the Soul Stone.
Yep. He's got the Soul Stone. It's what powers his board. There we go. Yeah. God damn that last.
But no, I think the earliest you're going to see the Silver Surfer is the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four 1.
Yeah, I could see that. Or Guardians mention, like they'll go to Zenoa in Guardians 3 or something.
I suppose you could like throw in a quick one for Guardians 3.
Yeah, like set up Norrin Rad in there, being like, oh look, we got to go to this planet. Oh, there's Norrin. That's kind of cool. Who are you? He's like,
just have them like jump past Zenlar and have the little text come up on the screen.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, no hope for Silver Surfer in Avengers 3 or 4, but probably after that we're going to see him sooner rather than later. Next up, we know Thanos is hunting for the Infinity Stones, but they're going to come with a price. So it's like magic. Magic always comes with a price, huh?
Yeah. Unless you're Harry Potter.
Then you're fighting fish face, dude.
Sticks and jizz.
Yeah. So, alright, so what do you make of this? It seems like every time he gets a stone, there's going to be a giant casualty or some sort of massive destruction happening, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, Xandar is kind of fucked.
Oh god, Xandar is boned.
The Statesman, the ship from Thor Ragnarok, that's kind of fucked. So that's the two we know he gets in this movie. I think this kind of confirms Vision's a bit fucked. That everyone thought anyway.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope he kind of like just don't do Vision like that. You haven't done great in the movies with him so far. I don't know. Right. I wonder if he's gonna kill the Collector, the Reality Stone.
Honestly, I feel like Collector is done. Like, and specifically when you listen to the interviews, it's like, oh, we would love in the future, maybe in a Guardian sequel, to have the Collector and the Grandmaster meet up. I was like, nope, he's dead. Nope, he's done. Like, just the way they're speaking about him, I'm like, oh, they're using that trickery language.
Which is kind of, if he does that, it's a shame because I'd love to see, especially James Gunn, do all the Elders.
Oh, same,
for Guardians, explore that route of the universe because that just expands everything. So, oh yeah, we're from a universe before this one, and so is this giant guy with a big spiky purple hat. Yeah, I think that. I don't know. It depends how they go with the Elders. Where are the other ones? You don't know. I think it kind of helps my theory with the Soul Stone's going to need like a massive event to happen for it to appear, a bit like the Philosopher's Stone in Fullmetal Alchemist. What's the other one? What am I missing? Done power, done reality, done space, mind. Oh, time. I don't know about time. That's a tricky one.
So
does that mean they're gonna off Doctor Strange, and that's why he hasn't got a sequel coming on?
Oh my god, dude! I would flip. I would storm out of the theater. I wouldn't even be able to finish the movie. Just done.
I would accept it on one condition: they make Wanda the Sorcerer Supreme and go that route and actually do something with that character.
Jeez. Well, I mean, with the idea of the multiverse, right? I mean, what if Doctor Strange is off in this movie, and in Avengers 4 they get another Doctor Strange from another multiverse?
True,
I mean,
possibly.
that would be kind of insane, right? Like, it's like, oh wow, we bring in
Actually,
March
that's
Darker.
one way to do it. Actually, yeah, you can just get the stone and go back and then get this exact same one from like 10 minutes before it happened.
Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like when we watch Infinity War and Avengers 4 back to back, they're going to be such ambitious movies that we're going to be like, how did they even do this? Like, it's just, like.
I mean, it doesn't help. We have no idea what the hell Avengers 4 is going to be. So it's like, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
No, unless they take Doctor Strange off the table, which it looks like they kind of are, but then he's on Titan as well, so I'm not sure what. Unless they kill off Wong.
Yeah.
But then is Wong that big of a loss? Like...
So here's the thing. Do you think they go the route that Doctor Strange maybe does get controlled by them and they use him? Because it feels like that's the direction they're going.
Yeah, I think it'll be using it up until the point Thanos gets the stone. Or at least Ebony Maw can get the stone or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think after that, once he's lost half his power set, really, that he'll be snapped out of it. But...
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, when I start thinking about it, Doctor Strange, honestly, I think you can't kill that character, and you can't end his franchise, right? Because it's like, his movie made so much money, and they set up plot points that take it to the sequel, but if you play around with it and deal with the multiverse and everything, which we know is happening, you definitely can kind of kill off the character for the time being and bring him back. But then that kind of goes against what they've been saying. It's like, oh no, if you die in this movie, you're not coming back. It's like, okay, maybe you're not coming back, but, it's
Plus, they've kind of killed him about God knows how many infinite times in his own movie.
Oh yeah, true.
It's like this character's just here to die over and over and over again. Actually, I wonder how they're going to handle that.
That's true, yeah.
Because if he can just put everything on a time, like, that must be why Ebony Maw goes after him. It must be like, no, we know you can do that. Let's take that away from you straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be weird, honestly. And that's like, when I start thinking about it, I'm like, Thanos hunting for these Infinity Stones comes at a price. Okay, so Xandar guaranteed done. Collector done. Vision probably done. I mean, he's not a big player. Like, it's not like Vision has a trilogy. Doctor Strange, you're probably gonna have to mess around with that character. And wherever the Soul Stone is, which me and you are still sticking with, it's probably not in this movie.
No, if it's not in this movie, it's either in Captain Marvel or it's going to appear in Avengers 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only two ways. It's not going to be in Ant-Man or Wasp. There's no point.
And honestly, it would make sense to me if they're like, wait, the Soul Stone has been on Earth, and Captain Marvel goes and hides it in space after the events of her movie, because like the Kree and whatever, like the Skrulls are fighting over it or something. So it's like she comes back when Thanos is like, oh, I need them all. It's like, oh well, I guess it's my time to return now, or whatever happens with her. But like,
I'd say that actually would be a reason for the Skrulls and the Kree fight.
True.
Make it Infinity stuff.
Yeah.
Very similar to Infinity Countdown going on right now, actually. No, I can see it. It's just me being wishful thinking. That Infinity War ends on the finger snap. Half the universe gets wiped, and half the universe being wiped makes the Soul Stone there and then.
Bruh. Could you imagine that just cuts to black?
I've been pitching that the entire time. So I want the movie to end like that. That would be the greatest cliffhanger in history if it's just boom, and then nothing. Just nothing but credits and no fancy 3D graphics, just the normal scroll.
That'd be awesome.
Like, sit on it. Like,
if that was to happen, they shouldn't even include like post-credit scenes or anything. It's just like, don't include none of that. Just cut the black and done. Because
I don't think it's going to have a post-credit scene anyway. Because what's the point?
True.
You've got 2 movies in between it. Like, sure, you can maybe set those up, but you've got the next half of it, and unless it's a trailer for Avengers 4, because a trailer realistically could be done by the time this movie's out, because they shot it at the same time. You could have something there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no way they haven't been in post-production editing that thing for God knows how long, right?
Hey, when did they finish filming everything?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, so, we got trailers for this one. There's no doubt going to be a trailer. And that's no doubt how you find the name out as well.
Yeah, it's got to be saved for San Diego Comic-Con or something,
Like, just the first Avenger. Just have the trailer for the next movie at the end of this one.
Yeah, just don't include the title of it or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could even have the title. Like, find out at the end of the movie what it's called. But then that's again, you know, a lot of people don't stay for after credit scenes. So
I feel like someone would spoil it too on like Twitter just by posting a picture of it or something.
I mean, all the after credit scenes get spoiled before the movie comes out anyway, don't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they do it like the day of release, and that's why it's coming out so close to each other now. But, I don't know. That's just spitball, but
yeah, it's gonna be awesome though. Like either way, I just want to see what they have to offer, right? Like it's because there's so much going on, and Thanos. I'm expecting casualties because you kind of like you're building up this character in such a major way that I feel like you have to at some point do something with him. Like
you know, they're still saying that the movie's his. Josh Brolin's saying he's the smartest one in the universe, which people are mad at because of Shuri. And it's like, why would Shuri be smarter than someone who's lived for thousands of years?
Yeah,
doesn't make sense. If she was smarter, it would be a bit unbelievable. But yeah, I think that. Nah, I've always said they don't have to kill off anyone, but I think what they're saying now, it's like, yeah, I think people are gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't think maybe not everyone, but I think at least a couple are not going to make it to the next one.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's yeah. I want to see what they mean by this because they're building them up. I feel like something big's got to happen. So I guess we'll talk about it soon. So next up, the May box office might already be seeing some of that trickle effect from competition. Now, of course, Avengers: Infinity War moved itself away from May, so it has an extra week. And now we're seeing that the Deadpool 2 early numbers are saying 100 million and possibly even less by looking at some analysts. So the movie's not expected to do as good as the first. Which
I mean, I can see it going up as we get closer to it, but for me, I've always been under the impression that sequels don't open as high as the originals anyway. They certainly don't make as much at the end of their run in the originals, and most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. Like, I think people are focusing on the sequel. Like, let's say The Last Jedi. It didn't make as much as The Force Awakens, so automatically it made everything about the movie terrible, and that's why. But I'm like, Empire Strikes Back didn't make as much. Back to the Future 2, Age of Ultron, they don't make as much. And that's just a given. And I know people are going to come in the comments, but The Dark Knight made more than Batman Begins. Listen, The Dark Knight, we know why. Batman Begins that movie wasn't even really advertised, okay? So, like...
But here's the thing, exceptions prove the rule.
Yeah.
Like, you can cherry pick 5 movies, but you compare those 5 sequels to the entire history of film and the sequels, it's not really... The ratio's not going to be in your favour.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I think... I can't blame it for being, not low, because 100 million is crazy for a Deadpool movie. But, like, you know, it hasn't, the marketing hasn't shown the movie at all, so why would it be that high? It's just like, oh, cool, it's just jokes. I mean, that's a Deadpool movie, but, no, it's not showing the movie. We've had one trailer that does that, and, you know, it hasn't really been on people's radar recently, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is in a weird position. That's how I want to say it. Like, because they're advertising the movie differently, and I feel like the first one came out at like a perfect time, and now this one, I'm not seeing as much buzz or hype about it. It's just because I think people are going, oh, okay, well, I've seen that before, and now you have all this competition. Like, I know people, for all the hate they give Kathleen Kennedy and Disney, it's a Star Wars movie. It's gonna make a ton of money. So, like, you can't compete with Star Wars.
Have we got tracking numbers for Solo yet?
Nope.
Press the danger button. It's got to be low. We've heard nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Well, I don't know. I think Deadpool's gonna be fine. What did the original open out? It was
130 on the first, and then like 150 plus on the 4-day weekend. So
yeah, so I mean, yes, it's like half a drop or a third. I should say
Yeah.
it's a third. But, I don't know. It seems about right for a middle film. I mean, middle films never. No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna. I feel weird about it because it is gonna come in a month where, make no mistake, Infinity War is gonna be huge, and
Yep.
even if it's 3 to 4 weeks after Infinity War, there's still gonna be that trickle down effect of people are going to see this movie, and after what Black Panther did, and seeing billboards pop up around the United States already that have Black Panther very prominently on
Yep.
the Infinity War marketing, they know what they're doing. Like, this movie is, Infinity War is going to be big, and it could be one of those things where it's like going into its third week, they're still like, so in its third week, it's making like 80 million. Like, so
I can see it. I
yeah,
can see it.
exactly. We could see it. That's not out of the question anymore. So, if you're going into your fourth weekend and you're opening up second with, I don't know, like 50 million, and Deadpool's open up with 100 million, you've taken a huge chunk of that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it's a lot of competition out there, and it's a stacked season. And I think Infinity War is going to set the precedent because next year ain't nobody going to stand around Avengers 4. They're all going to move
No.
away. Everybody is running away from that movie.
There's just going to be one movie in the cinemas that month, and it's going to be Avengers.
And everybody just
nothing
cancel your plans. Just cancel them. Oh,
It's like, oh, we came out before, but we're going to end our run now. Like, what's the point?
yeah. We know we ain't getting nothing, so.
Um, yeah, it's Black Panther's definitely going to help Infinity War out.
Yeah. And
I think Deadpool will be fine. You know, if Jumanji can survive next to a Star Wars movie, I think most films can be okay next to a bigger movie.
yeah, that's true. That is true. So we'll find out in just a couple short weeks, I guess. So hype. How about them Marvel TV characters in Infinity War, Mitch? You want that?
I'm indifferent.
Yeah, well, you can't have it apparently, so take it.
It's a fantastic "I told you so" moment.
Yep.
Like, oh, vindicate. But yeah, they were never going to be in there anyway.
No.
Let's be honest. Like, sure, everyone wanted it. It was never going to happen. Ever.
In my heart, I always wanted to see Tony Stark be like, in the middle of New York, he's just like, hey, pulls up a thing, and Matt Murdock's on the phone. He's like, look, I need you to suit up and just take care of some of these forces, and that's it, you know, or like calls up Luke Cage or someone. But realistically,
Yeah, but at the same time, like, sure, that's literally what he did for Spider-Man.
Yep.
But you know that worked because of the context of Civil War.
Yeah.
You couldn't just do that in Infinity War.
No.
I'd be like, oh look, we're on Titan, by the way. We need you here now.
Yeah.
I want this blind lawyer guy in a red mask to come help me out with his sticks.
That's also the thing. Compare the number of people that see the Marvel movie and buy them, like the Avengers movies and Civil War, to the people that view Daredevil. Suddenly, if you have a 3-minute scene where Tony Stark has to explain to the people who Daredevil is and how he knows him and what's happening behind the scenes, then you're just going to automatically, the same people that are going, I want Daredevil, or this movie's terrible, are going to go, oh, so now Marvel needs a plot dump exposition to just shoehorn a character in. So, like, you can't win with this, and if you can't fit it in good, just don't use it. Like,
So it's like, I mean, sure, you'll probably get a TV movie crossover at some point that people want, but you know the logistics of it are crazy. Like, you know, you've got to go through an entire different bunch of contracts, entire different people just to get them there. You know, Spider-Man was introduced literally in that one movie. They'd have to do that again for how many characters? That's like a third of your movie taken up just introducing the characters.
Yeah.
And people will just complain that you're not doing Infinity War right.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, let's be realistic about it.
Yeah, you have to be realistic about this. And, like, the reason, let's say, Avengers Infinity War or Avengers 4, right? The reason you could bring back Coulson is because people know him in the movie, and you could explain his death being like, yeah, some weird stuff happened, and let me not tell you. And people are like, all right, well, we've seen weird stuff happen. People coming back, entering magics in this world. So, okay, we'll buy it. They don't have to dump you with exposition, and you've seen this character in previous movies. If it's a character you've never seen previously in the movies, you have to set this character up. That's what, because you have to assume nobody's seen it, you know?
Yeah, especially ones that have so much baggage with them.
Oh my God!
Not in a negative way.
Yeah.
But, their relationship to the Avengers and everything, like it doesn't. There's not enough time in the movie, especially when it's 2.5 hours long, to set everything up. Yeah. And why would they go help Stark?
Yep.
Just out of the blue. Oh, okay. I mean, sure, yes, they're Thanos, they're heroes, but Jessica Jones isn't going to do anything. Right. Why would you want this Danny Rand in the MCU movies? And he's just going to spend half hour telling you who he is.
I am an immortal. Oh my God, shut up. We're trying to fight this god from another planet. It's like, all right, well, let me give you my exposition dump of my plane crashing. And that's the thing, like, and you'd have to logistically then think about the characters and their mindset, right? So suddenly, let's say hypothetically, the Defenders show up in Infinity War or Avengers 4, right? Then you have to run with the logic of, okay, so now all these characters are going to be mad, being like, hey, Tony, how come you don't bother to check right underneath your golden tower you had, where literally there was crime running rampant and people are being abused and raped and stuff, but you're too high and mighty to take care of this, so why should we help you? You have to bring in the politics of the universe then, because that's what the TV shows are about. So... And you can't just like have Daredevil show up in a bright red suit being like, all right, guys, let's do this, cracking jokes, because this dude gets stabbed in the ribs every other episode and is put out for 2 episodes because he's terrible at it. So, like, you'd have to explain all that. You can't just invent a completely new character. It's like, it would just be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare.
You got Jessica and Luke fucking every 6 seconds. It's like, it's what we do.
Well, it's like, that's what they do. And it's like, when people were talking about, they should just make the CW shows part of the movie universe. Sure, for the 1.3 million people that watch the CW show, as opposed to the 20 million people that are going to go see Justice League this weekend. Right, let's bring in these characters that nobody knows. Like, it's too much. That's what it is. It's too much.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And I think, like you said, there's going to be a made-for-TV movie that unites some of these characters, and that's probably going to happen on the Disney streaming service.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Much easier to arrange everything.
Loeb's teasing something to do with like the Coulson Captain America resolution, like wrapping that bit up. So maybe there's something going to happen on S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not going to get my hopes up for it, but maybe they do something. Yeah, it was always a pipe dream, and people always got mad about it. But like, why get mad about something you know was never going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they don't need to cross over to be connected. It doesn't have to work like that. Yes, the comics work like that, but they can work like that. That's literally what comics are there for.
And that's like the thing, when you think about the comics are different, the movies are different. And recently, Jeff Loeb has been teasing, like you said, but he's also teased the Runaways and Cloak and Dagger are probably going to get a crossover. And they've already very much established the TV division that runs the Runaways and Defenders is the same ones that run the Netflix shows. So they've even hinted at, you might even see a little crossover here or there. So it's like, all right, I'll take that, because that's easier to arrange and it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, plus those two, they literally shared the story together.
Yep.
Like the Runaways' first story had Cloak and Dagger in it halfway through. So.
Yeah, it did. So that's the thing. I mean, I'm not mad that we're not getting them because in my heart I wanted it, but I always knew it was a far cry from happening just because of the logistical nightmare. This
is why I always say don't expect anything.
Yeah.
You can't get disappointed at the lack of these characters because you weren't expecting it. If you expect it, you're going to get mad.
That's the thing. When every other confirmed theory tells you that Snoke is Darth Plagueis, and then you go into the movie expecting Darth Plagueis and you don't get it, it's not the movie's... Like, you can't give the movie a 3 out of 10 because it's not what every rumor suggested, right? Like, and this, I think people hype themselves up too much on it. They're like, well, you guys also hype us up on your podcast. I'm like, but listen to what we're telling you. We're telling you to tamper your expectations and go in with an open mind, knowing that just because there's a rumor doesn't make it confirmed, even if it's a big-time scooper or someone that's telling you, right? Like, that's how it is, You have to understand the logistics behind these things, so...
Judge the movie for what it is, not what you wanted.
Right.
Because they're two vastly different things.
Oh, God, yeah.
And especially, Infinity War's going to come out, it's going to happen. No one's going to mention the Defenders or the Runaways or Cloak and Dagger or Agents of Shield in this about the movie at all.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have an impact whether they're there or not. So, plus, how many characters have they got? Why would you want more on screen?
Yeah.
It's going to be I was going to say shit show then, but yeah, it's just going to be. There's going to be no space for a background. It's just going to be all people.
And, people are going to go back to, it's like, okay, well, the Lego set shows, like, Daredevil on the newspaper. I could honestly just see that, like, when they're setting up on the street and the invasion is going on. Maybe Doctor Strange is like, hey, isn't there some more help in New York? And Tony, like, looks at a newspaper, he goes, nah, the blind guy is dead or something. Like, they could make a little joking line about it, just like when, what was it, Ant-Man, where Falcon is like, we got a guy that flies, we got a guy that swings. Yeah. It's like, they could just do that type of thing, and that would make sense to me. But you don't need to be like, hey, look, they point at a newspaper, and he goes, boy, that dude's a real daredevil, and like, Matt Murdock is dead, It's like, no, like, we don't need to Gotham this.
Like, if they had little Easter eggs alluding to them, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people will eat that up anyway, but...
Yeah.
You don't need Jessica Jones in a Doctor Strange movie at all. Or, I mean, sure, it would be nice to have like Daredevil and Spider-Man, but these two versions of them would not mesh.
No, not at all. Not one bit.
I'd like to see those two come together in this context, but I don't think it would work.
Yeah.
Unless Peter's older, then I think you could maybe get away with that then.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, it would certainly be weird. So, I mean, we'll talk more about all of this, obviously, more. But yeah, don't expect these characters to show up. Just don't. And if they, for some reason, do, then rejoice, I guess.
I'll say if they do, great, fantastic, what a surprise. Yeah. But just don't expect them to show up.
So that brings us to the end of the show. Pretty packed show. From starting off going, we have no topics.
Yeah. It's always the way, isn't it?
Always. Well, hopefully everybody listening to this has enjoyed it and made it this far. And, like I said at the beginning of the show, and I'll say it at the end, thank you guys for listening. Thanks to all the patrons, support everywhere, all the people that follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vero, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys can go find us on those. And as always, we'll be back in a couple of days. I mean, I assume we shoot. Yeah, we're shooting this on Thursday, right?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm thinking it's Sunday today. I don't know what's happening.
Wow, you're well off.
I am. I haven't known what day it is for like a couple days now. It's been a mess.
Not sure if you're in front or behind.
I'm living in China time +1. Like I'm just out of here.
It's like, is that April for you yet, or is it still March?
Oh my God. So thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you guys next time.